Okay.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Wedding Planning Simplified. I'm also welcoming myself back. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been partnered with Unmistakably You, but the move went well. Amy asked if I could do her a favor, and I was super excited because it's one that I love. It's clothing, but even more especially exciting, it's men's clothing, which I feel like we don't talk about very often. So I'm very thankful to have Ron here from Moores. So, Ron, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself as well?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me. And I'm the manager of the Wellington Road South location of Moores in London, Ontario. And I've been there 20 years now, almost exactly. A couple of weeks over that. So I've seen lots come and go, and different fashions and trends, and different themes for weddings and all kinds of stuff. And we offer lots of three different basic ways to do it. You could purchase suits and accessories, you could purchase custom suits, and you could also rent. And renting is quite a huge industry right now for a lot of companies. But yeah, we do quite a bit of that.
That's awesome. Now, I know that we'll talk about rentals versus buying a little bit
Yeah.
later, but I know even for myself, if there was a rent a dress option, I'm sure I'm not alone. There's probably a couple other brides that feel the same way because, especially with working from home, you probably have quite a few groomsmen or grooms even that come in and haven't worn a suit in years and have no idea how to measure their neck and haven't even had to think about doing that.
Yeah, men do not know what size they take ever, and quite often, you're right. The majority of people that come in for weddings aren't people that need to wear suits on a daily basis, so they're kind of out of their element, and so it's up to us to give them professional advice on what cuts would suit them best and whatnot. And that's done in the process when the couple comes in initially and picks out what colors and styles and stuff.
That's awesome. Now, I know that we'll talk about the popularity of renting, but what's the process and how is it different? And are there any advantages to renting your suit over buying? I know that the obvious one usually comes down to the financial side of it, but are there any other benefits you could think of?
That's a great question because that's what I weigh out with the couple when they initially come in, and so if the majority of their party are bankers and stuff, then they'd say, "Well, I don't want to waste money renting. I'd rather purchase so I can keep it." Right. The advantage of renting would be the guy just we fit them, and basically they pick up a bag and it has everything except for their underwear in it for that day. So all they have to do is get dressed, and when they're done, they just have to put it all in the bag, however they want, and drop it off the day after. So
That's amazing.
that's a real bonus. It is cheaper, um, in respect that it does include all the accessories as well. So you don't have to worry about if they're wearing the same shoes or old pair of shoes or they're missing a belt or whatever it is, right? So it does, everyone does look uniform if you rent. So that's a um, good way to go for a lot of people. And the sizes that are available go from little kids right up to quite large men as well. So that's another issue that people don't think about quite often is when they come in. The groom and the best man and whoever else is there. They all get fitted up, and then they say, "Oh, there's two little boys, and we want them to look the same." Well, you can't really do that if you're purchasing as
Mhm.
easily. Where if you're renting, it's the exact same thing. So that's a real bonus. And the cost. What else would be um, the only the only disadvantage? Some cons, I guess, to renting, I guess, would be important to point out as well, and that's that when you're dealing with a rental, it's not being tapered to your body or anything. We pick the closest cut to fit you, but it's not. Quite often now the trend is really super tapered legs and stuff, and some of them that are available come in extreme slim fit in that. But at the same time, you can't come in and go, okay, we want to taper this 2 more inches because then we couldn't re-rent it, right? So
Mhm.
there are, some guidelines we have to stay within so that the product is good for the next person as well.
Absolutely. With that said, when would you recommend that people start looking into the process if they know renting's for them? If it might be a little bit more of an issue of, oh, this one doesn't fit properly, maybe we do need to bounce back and forth a bit.
Yeah. So the difference of this again from gowns is um, I would say 3 to 6 months before is fine. Um, but it doesn't mean if you order it 6 months before, it still shows up a couple days before the event. So it's not like it comes in the next month and you try it and we fit you again. And so we're all skilled at fitting and measuring, of course. So we pick out the best cut for you in the selection that the couple picked. And then it comes in a couple of days. It's guaranteed a couple of days before the event. Sometimes they show up earlier. That's fine, and you can take it that day and whatever. If not, we're fortunate here at this location because the hub that has all of the tuxes in it is about two times the size of a Walmart with 2 floors high, and it's in Cambridge, so it's really close. So that enables us to, if something happened at the last second and something was wrong with the product, we can actually go get a replacement overnight.
That's
Where if
amazing.
you're in Calgary, I don't know what they do there, but anyway.
Calgary, you hope, you trust, and you use that pixie dust, I guess.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Now, one thing that I know was super common this summer for me is I usually had groomsmen from all over the place. What would you recommend groomsmen do or groom's party do if they're all in different cities? Is there a way that they can all still get the same experience, the same suits by going to every Moors?
Absolutely. So how we do that, and that's one of the advantages of dealing with a larger company. Like we have 110 stores, I believe. And so once the couple has come in and done a consultation, which they should do by themselves, by the way, it's much less confusing and they get what they want and they can take their time that way, right? So you can call, book a consultation, come in and, okay, Ron, we're here, we're getting married. This is the date. These are the colors that we want to accent. And from that point, we select the suits or tuxes, whatever you want, and the colors that you want the guys to wear. We input all of their names and create a group for you while you're there. And then we give you the group number. And then you can just text it to the guys or girls in the party, whoever's in the party. And then they go into their respective stores, whether they're anywhere in Canada, and it's live. So instantly they could technically go in 5 minutes later to a store in PEI and get fitted. And all they have to do, the guy at that store, is just input their measurements and what sizes they should take. And that's it. There's no error of, it's the same in every more. So yeah,
That's
they can go to
incredible.
any store. It's very easy.
And the same timeline you'd recommend for those groomsmen that are out of city, about that 6 to 8 months you had said, or 4 to 6 months?
Oh,
Sorry.
for the guys, for their fitting, it's not as crucial to be that early. What I usually suggest is I tell the couple that so if you want them all fitted, just so it's off your mind, so it's done and you can check it off because you have other things to worry about. So you want to make sure if your wedding is in May, you say 2 months before that, you just say, okay, you have to come in by the end of this month, 2 months before, and it has to be fitted by then. It really doesn't. But I would just say that just because guys just procrastinate sometimes.
We love them, but it's true. We
Right.
say
Get
it
it
with
done.
love.
Yeah.
Ladies,
Get
don't
it
take
done.
offense, but it's 100% true.
It's true. And then you can also call and say, okay, hey, Ron, you can call any store and say, this is my name. This is my group. I just want to know who hasn't been fitted yet. And we pull it up. We have an Oracle system, like a tracking system, like FedEx. And it immediately shows me what store they went to get fitted, make sure everything's ordered. Or if some guy didn't go in yet, I can say, tell that guy to get in right away because he's dragging it,
That's so nice, because I know it's one of our concerns that we got faced with quite a lot this summer was couples saying, well, we love them, but they're really dragging their feet. So having an extra person being accountable, very nice.
Yes, exactly.
Now, let's kind of widen this like spawn here that we're speaking of. Wedding parties can be massive, they can be small, but typically we're finding that there's always usually a feminine side and a masculine side.
Yeah.
So when it comes to matching bridesmaids dresses or the best man dresses or whatever it could be, what do you recommend? Do you have a company that Moore's partners with a lot of similar colors?
We don't now. We did with David's Bridal for many years, but we still all their swatches seem to match our stuff still anyway. I don't think either of us have changed our colors too much. But regardless of where you go, if it helps a lot to bring in a swatch, and what we have at the store, you can go online to mooresclothing.com and just go to the tux section, and it shows you everything. But you can't really pinpoint the color exactly holding it up to your computer, of course, right? Or your phone. So if you go into any of our stores, we have they're just all on a ring, and if you could picture a vest, and it's half the vest, okay, and it's just hanging there, and all the colors are there, and so it's a big swatch, and we lay them right down on the table beside your swatches, and we can do it that way.
That's amazing. So that way you can guarantee the colors either match completely or at least accent each other well.
Yes, and exactly. And we also sometimes, if we don't have the exact color, we of course sell ties as well. So, I mean, sometimes people will rent the vest and then buy a tie instead because they like the color or the pattern better. The vests are available in, like it would be a select color. Say you picked gray, and there'll be about 8 gray ones there, and we'll lay them out. And they have different patterns on them and stuff. So it depends if you like the texture, pattern, and the color, right?
Absolutely. Now, I know one common gift that a lot of our grooms gifted were those ties. So that's a great thing to bring up to anybody that might be thinking of any bridal party gifts or wedding party gifts. Getting a tie for your wedding party guarantees that they won't forget it. Also guarantees that you're going to like it and they can keep it afterwards versus returning the rentals.
Exactly. And more importantly, you have them. So, a guy didn't forget it. So if you got 5 guys in your party, you take the 5 ties, you buy them at one store. Like you would come in and just say, can you get 5 of these? So that you're in control of it, right? So you have them all, you have them at home, and that day you can come and say, okay, here's yours.
Exactly. It's like waiting to give the kids their candy right before bed.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah.
Now, I know we've talked a lot about the alterations with rentals, how there's a little bit that's able to be done, but not quite a lot. Now, in terms of doing full, not necessarily custom suits, but buying and getting those altered, what's that process like for the grooms and the groomsmen party?
On a purchase retail?
On a purchase level.
So first of all, with the rentals, just so you know, if somebody comes in and they put their pants on and they're 2 inches too short, we have tailors in the store every day. So we just take them back, say lengthen them 2 inches, and while you're standing there, they'll be done. Okay. Or the next day, if you're in a hurry and you want to come back, that's fine. So, or the sleeves, something like that. We will alter that stuff on a rental because we can actually let it back down again, right, for somebody else. As far as the retail section of this, like the purchasing, you could purchase suits in the store, and with that, the alterations, like I would pin it for you while you're standing there, kind of like they do with dresses, I guess, and suggest strongly that this would be the best way to go for you. And if you agree, great. And then we just alter it. It takes a couple days and it's done. And you pay for alterations on that. That's based like anywhere, how long it takes a tailor to do it, like a good tailor, not dragging it out. So it doesn't cost that much. It's usually like $20 or $50.
Amazing.
The other thing I just want to mention, we have a huge business in custom as well. We do especially for wedding parties. And the reason for that is that whether a guy is slim or portly or tall or short or whatever, they're able to get, once you pick a custom swatch, they're able to get that finished to fit their body perfectly. And the alterations are also included for the life of that suit. So later on, if they gain or lose weight, they can just come back and get it fixed. And price wise, it's almost the same price as buying a suit in the store, believe it or not, because the prices have changed on suits, but not in the custom. So a custom suit typically is about $495 for that's what most of the wedding party ones would be. We have offshore products for custom, and then we have the ones made in Montreal by Jack Victor. Those are the ones you hear if you ever watch Sports Desk. It says all clothing provided by Jack Victor. That's in Montreal, and those are much more like not $800 to $1,200 or so. But you don't usually ask your groomsmen to jump into that, right? So that's a bit much. But the other quick thing is that I've fit several ladies in custom suits as well, because they want a better fit for work or for an event like that, getting married or whatever it is. And they turn out really well as well.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
I love a good strong suit on a woman. It looks so incredible to me.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see a custom one with some fun fabrics for fall.
Yeah. And also with the custom, the advantage is that not only does it fit you how a suit should fit you, but you also pick the lining, and then there's a template by your breast pocket on the inside, and it says quite often they'll put the date of the wedding on it, or your name or a nickname or whatever. So it's
a nice way to add a personal touch.
Really nice. Yeah.
It's amazing. Now, let's say everybody's gone through, they've got their suits, whether it was renting, purchasing, getting them custom made. I know with rentals, you said that they come almost foolproof. They're in a bag. There's no way anything could be missing. Do you still recommend that the grooms and the groomsmen and whoever's getting a suit try on in the store before they leave?
100%.
Thank goodness.
Absolutely.
I knew I liked you, and this is why.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 100%. You don't want to wait till an hour before the wedding and because we have that sometimes where people can't make it in, and then there's an issue of some kind, whatever it might be. And it just adds to the stress and everything at the last minute. And if you can eliminate anything like that, you should do it, be proactive. Also, when they come in to try it on, quite often the guys have a good time doing it, and they're joking around, and, they're not used to wearing formal wear. By the way, you can get suits, rental suits, or you can get tuxedos as well, just so you know. So.
That's awesome. Because I always say, get together as a group, go try them all on. The last time you did something like this for a lot of them would have been prom. And it's kind of fun. I always joke around that, your wedding party should be those people that you really wanted at prom, but you just didn't know them yet. So it's fun to have that experience.
Yeah, that's good. Good point. Yeah. No, they have fun. Usually the guys come in a big pack, and if they're going to do that, I would strongly suggest, regardless of what store you go to or whatever, you should, if you were going to have 4 or 5 guys even come in at the same time, it never hurts to call ahead and just say, we're going to come in, and so they can get proper attention, and the store is staffed properly as well, right?
Absolutely.
Because it's always, it's Murphy's Law. That's the day it gets really busy for no apparent reason. And then, 2 packs of 8 guys come in, and their service level drops, right? So we want to make sure we can accommodate whoever wants to come in.
I always say, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. So make a lunch reservation, make your suit reservations, do what you need to do to keep the process fun and not stressful.
Yes, exactly. And then they can report back to the bride and groom that, we're done. Everything looks great. Sometimes they take pictures, or is this tie supposed to be yellow? Yeah. Okay. Thank God. Okay. Yeah, it's yellow. Just the double check system. So, it gives us time if we need to fix anything or replace something. You're better off to take care of that ahead of time, because there's enough stress involved at the last minute with the photographers and the meal and the coordinators and this and that. You want to just eliminate anything you can ahead of time. So that's what we try to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
London is so lucky to have you at their fingertips for everything when it comes to suits. But where else in the city can they look for yourself? I know you had mentioned you're on Wellington Road, but where are the other Moores locations in city?
Oh, yes, there's another location. There's 2 locations in London now. One is on Fanshawe Park Road, right across from Masonville Mall. and mine on Wellington Road South, which is right by White Oaks. So we're right by the two biggest malls in town there. But we're not in the malls. We're a destination shop, which is kind of nice because it's um, everybody that goes in is there for a purpose. So
Absolutely. Now, when it comes to making appointments, are they best to call the store directly, go through the website? Where's the best way to get in contact with you?
best way for sure is to call the store directly. Yeah. And you can just go online and it gives you a full list of any stores and all their information. So you can call and we have, what we do is we just have a date book sitting by the phone and we just add you in so that we don't double book, or we make sure that we have like during peak wedding season, we could just be doing fittings or customs all day long. So and then other times there's not much going on, which is a great time. Like right now is quite slow as of 2 weeks ago. So it's just slowed down, which is nice to catch up and refresh everybody and everything. And the continued training we do for that is actually every day. We have training modules that we watch, and I oversee that with all my staff. So
That's incredible.
you're better off to, if you can go during a slow time to inquire, even to get the ideas and the prices. And that's something we didn't talk about yet either. For rentals, if you rent 6 full packages, so 6 in total, which means it shows you on the website, but it does include the jacket and the pants and the shoes and the shirt and the tie and the vest. And if you do 6 of them, then you are the groom can also take a free $250 shopping spree in the store. So that we just check the box off, and then as soon as the wedding is over, he comes in and he gets to go shopping, which is kind of cool too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Kind of sweetens the blow of having to go back to work after the honeymoon.
100%. Yeah. Or people buy stuff for the honeymoon, right? Like shorts, and you can buy whatever you want. And then the rental prices themselves are with taxes in. I'm going to quote you just on the prices that are 90% of the people rent. So I have some cheaper ones, but they're older styles that are a little bigger fitting. And nowadays everybody wants, certain colors and fits, which tend to be much slimmer fitting. Those ones with taxes in per guy would be $250 to $280 included. Wow. Everything. And that includes shoes and everything. So
yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. Socks, the whole works.
You said socks. That's one of my favorite things I always love to bring up. Apart from seeing the trends of everyone going a little bit more slim, do you think the trend of the funky socks of the wedding parties here to stay?
100%. We carry lots of those too, not in rentals, but we carry, they just give you if you rent a suit or something, the black socks would come with it. But quite often the bride or groom would come in and they would just buy, some funny socks for all the guys, so that we have all kinds of crazy ones in there. So that's a good way to go. It adds a little bit of fun to it as well, right?
Absolutely. It shows a little bit more personality, which is what Unmistakably You is all about. Now, is there anything else that I may have skimmed over? I feel like we could talk for days about men's fashion and all the trends that are coming, but we know where to find you. We know to give you a call, so that way if we're bringing in a full truckload of boys, they'll be handled.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think we've covered pretty much anything I can think of.
Amazing. Now, if anyone did have questions, would they be best off to head into the store, give you a call?
Yeah, if you just had some questions, just call. If it's something where you want to see colors and that, definitely go into the store. And you're always best to go in and set the group up as a couple, and then have the guys come in to get fitted, instead of having 10 guys and the couple getting married standing there all kibitzing and taking your focus off of what you really want to accomplish that day, right? So if you get that done ahead of time and then have the guys go in, and even if you want to, some of the grooms come in with the people getting fitted just to make it special, or be part of it. in that way. So
that's amazing. Well, thank you so much again for taking up some time. I know you said you were raking some leaves, so I'm always happy to interrupt your chores, and I'm
glad
sorry
to
if
do
that's
it.
where you're
Glad
heading back to.
I'm very glad to do it. Thanks so much.
No problem. Of course, everybody else that's watching, whether you're catching the replay or if you were watching live, if you have any questions, drop them below. Amy, Rebecca, the entire team will be there to help you out. Thanks, everybody, and have a great day, Ron.
Thank you. You too.